everyone. Now let's see some more concepts related to power. Here, an electric motor delivers water from a pipe at a certain rate given as dm by dt. To increase the rate of the flow by n times through the same pipe, then the force and power should be increased by. So they asked that what will be the force and power should be increased as the rate of flow of pipe is increased by n times. Okay, here m is taken as mass of the liquid, a is taken as area of cross section of the pipe, and density is given by rho. So then mass of the liquid flowing per second will be, that is dm by dt will be equal to, as density is equals to mass by volume, so mass will be equal to density into dv by dt. Density volume will be equal to area into rate of change of displacement by dt. Therefore density into rate of change of displacement by time will be equal to velocity, area into velocity. So but they asked for if the rate of flow is increased for n times, so then dm by dt will be equal to n times of dm by dt. That is value of dm by dt will be equal to rho av. So dm by dt final will be equal to rho final, a final, v final is equals to n times of rho av. So v dash will be equal to nothing but the final velocity after increasing the flow by n times will be equal to nv. Therefore ratio of velocities will be equal to v final by v initial is nothing but n by 1. Now they asked for the force and power, so F will be equal to change in the momentum by time, where momentum will be equal to d times of mv by dt. So dm by dt into v. Then the what will be the final force after the rate of flow is increased by n time. So f dash by f will be equal to v dash by dm by dt by v by dm by dt. Then what will be the value of v dash? From one equation, v dash will be equal to nv by dm by dt by v times of dm by dt. Here dm by dt is also final, so dm by dt dash will be equal to n times of dm by dt. So velocity will get cancelled, dm by dt will be cancelled, finally we are left with n square. So finally f final by f initial, that is f dash by f, will be equal to n square. That's clear. But they even asked for power, so now p dash by p will be equal to fv dash by fa, as power is equals to fp. Then p dash by p will be equal to value of f dash is equals to n square f. Value of v dash is nothing is nv by f by v. fv get cancelled, so finally we are left with n square into n is nothing but n cube. So p dash by p is equals to n cube. So final force will be n square into f, and the final power will be equal to n cube into p after the rate of flow is increased by n times. That's clear. Now let's say another problem. Here an automobile of mass m accelerates starting from the rest. If the engine supplies a constant power P, then the position and velocity changes with the time as. So they asked us what is the position and velocity changes if the power is constant. So here first let us find the velocity with respect to time. So power is a constant, so P is equals to F into V, where force will be equal to mass into rate of change of velocity by rate of change of time into V. So V into dV is equal to mP by m dt. Now integrating on the both sides, we will get V into dV is equals to P by m differentiation of dt. So as we know how to do integrating, we are left with V squared by 2 P by m into t. So we will be equal to 2 pt by m under root. As I ask relationship between the velocity changes with respect to time, so we will be directly proportional to t to the power of 1 by 2. That's it, clear. Now let us find the relation of displacement with respect to time. Thus we got V is equals to 2 pt by m power of 1 by 2. The velocity will be equal to rate of change or displacement by time. This 2p by m power of 1 by 2 t to the power of 1 by 2. Then the rate of change or displacement will be equal to 2p by m power of 1 by 2 t to the power of 1 by 2 into rate of change of time. Now integrating on the both sides, we will get displacement will be equal to 2p by m to the power of 1 by 2. Integrating t to the power of 1 by 2 into dt, we will get t to the power of 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. So displacement is equals to 2p by m power of 1 by 2 2 by 3 times of t to the power of 3 by 2. So as I asked us, the position changes with time as the relationship between the position and time, so displacement is directly proportional to t to the power of 3 by 2. That's it, simple. Next, another problem related to the constant power. Here an engine supplies constant power to a particle of mass m if the velocity of the particle changes from v1 to v2. That's fine. Then find the position of the particle. Okay, here as I mentioned that constant power, so constant power P is equals to F into V, where force will be equal to mass into rate of change of velocity by time into V. Then P by mv will be equal to rate of change of velocity by time. Now let me multiply rate of change of displacement in the numerator and the denominator, so that we will be left with, so rate of change of displacement by time will be equal to velocity. So P by mv will be equal to rate of change of velocity by rate of change of displacement into rate of change of displacement by rate of change of time will be equal to velocity. So v square dv will be equal to p to ds by m. Now we integrate on the both the sides. Here as velocity changes from v1 to v2, then we are left with, after the integration we will get v to the power of 3 by 3 v1 to v2, then p by m as they are constant. Integrating of displacement will be equal to S from 0 to S, so will be equal to 1 by 3 times of v to the power of 3 minus v1 to the power of 3 will be equal to ps by m. So displacement will be equal to S is equals to m by 3p v to the power of 3 minus v1 to the power of 3. So the position of the particle is m by 3p v to the power of 3 minus v1 to the power of 3. That's clear. It's easy. No problem. Here if the force acting F is directly proportional to S to the power of 1 by 3, then find the dependence of power on displacement. That's fine. As we know, F is directly proportional to S to the power of 1 by 3. As we know that F is equals to ma, where acceleration is equals to rate of change of velocity by time is directly proportional S to the power of 1 by 3. Then dv by dt will be S to the power of 1 by 3, and multiplying rate of change or displacement in the numerator and denominator, will be left with ds by dt will be equal to velocity directly proportional to ds s to the power of 1 by 3. Then integrating on the both the sides, we'll get v square by 2 is directly proportional to 1 plus 1 by s to the power of 4 by 3 by 4 by 3, that is nothing but s to the power of 4 by 3 by 4. So velocity will be directly, so we are left with velocity will be directly proportional to v square is directly s to the power of by 3, then v will be equal to power of 4 by 3, 2 by 1 by 2, then 2 2s are 4. So velocity is directly proportional to s to the power of 2 by 3. That's clear. But they ask for the dependence of power on displacement. So we know that power is equals to F into V, where force they are given as s to the power of 1 by 3 into, where velocity is directly proportional to s to the power of 2 by 3. So finally s to the power of 3 by 3. So power is directly proportional to s. So P is directly proportional to s. That's clear, simple. I'm going to end this chapter, work, power, energy. So based on the opinion pool, I'm going to start my next chapter. So even I started my online classes. Please contact 9866019191 if you want to join in those classes. So take care, have a nice day. Don't miss any of my class. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Please support me. Take care.